welcome to 2020 in your 20s. This is a show about coming into your own when the world is absolutely on fire. I've got a lot of great acts on today. I'm so excited to show to you all. This episode is called Making Lemonade, and it's all about making lemonade out of lemons. I think a lot of people our age were sort of dealt a hard year this year, just like the rest of the world. So I wanted to spread some positivity today and show you guys what a lot of people have been working on. My name's Presley Renner. I'm an actress, writer, producer, and director from New York City and Chicago, and I'm excited to get this thing going today. So we've got a lot of great guests on. We're going to take we're going to go through each guest and see a little bit of what they worked on, and then we're going to ask them a couple questions about their process. So I guess that it's time for me to show you guys what I've been doing during quarantine. It was, an interesting time, but I'm really proud of the work that I put in and what I was able to create. So I guess I'll let the video speak for itself and show you guys. So thanks for watching. So that's what I did in quarantine. And I'm excited to show you the rest. Our musical guest today is Jess Kantorowitz, and she's here with a song.
Hey everyone, my name's Jess, currently in Long Island, New York on Montgomery Street. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am a writer, artist, musician, blah, 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 actor, all the things. And I'm so excited to be featured on 20's in Your 20's first episode, Making Lemonade. Obviously, the last few months have been kind of chaotic, and so it's so exciting to get to do little exciting new endeavors like this. Today, I'm going to be performing two songs that I wrote, one at the very beginning of this, and then, so if you stick around, I'll be there at the end. So the first song I am going to play for you is a song I wrote called Myself, and I just want to thank you all for listening, and on that happy note, here's Myself, which is a song written about despair. Don't know to sit by myself. Say I'm good at being alone, but I don't think I've ever been by myself. Not for real. Cause even when I'm sitting alone, I'm always thinking of somebody else. I also think I'm a fraud. Cause anytime I do something, I just wanna hear you say good job. Even if I don't mean it to, even if I promise you I'm not, I just haven't got caught. I've lived with myself my whole life. So why does it still feel so bad? Why would you wanna know me if I can't get to know me? And if I still don't know me, maybe I should just be lonely. No, 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 don't wanna end up alone. Don't wanna end up with you. I guess I'll just keep sitting by myself. People like to say I'm intense, cause sometimes when I say something, it doesn't always make sense. Not to them.
I'd like to turn off my brain before I go insane and live by myself my whole life. 'Cause I know I'll always feel so bad. I want you to know me, but first I gotta know me. And if I still don't know me, maybe I should just be lonely. No, 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 don't end up alone. Don't end up with you. I guess I'll just keep sitting by myself. I guess I'll just keep sitting by myself. I guess I'll just keep sitting by myself. Thinking of somebody else.
Yay! Oh, wow. Oh, I can hear that applause. I can just hear that applause. That was amazing. Jess Kantorowitz is a star. Our next guest is Rachael Chau. Her pronouns are she, they, and she's a 2020 college grad doing her best. Aren't we all? We're just trying to get there. Music, reading, writing, podcasts, video games, and TV and film have essentially been keeping Rachael sane-ish since March. And who said the arts weren't essential? Quarantine credits include Meiko from Mission US, Lily in The Waning Tide, Queen Estella in The Legend of Astrophila, and Beatrice on Willow, available now on all music streaming platforms. She's here to talk about Willow, which recounts two love stories of different generations that take place under the same magical willow tree, reminding us that love and magic can withstand anything. It's written by August Greenwood and Morgan Smith, and additional arrangements were made by Nala Palmer, featuring a special bonus track recorded by Christy Altmore, who is Broadway's Anastasia. Willow debuted at number 7 on the Billboard Cast Album Chart after its first week out. If you've seen them on TikTok, I didn't even know Rachael was in it until I saw this thing on TikTok, looked further in, and I was like, I know that queen! Anyway, I'm so excited for her. It's the first of several upcoming concept albums from Averno, a transmedia universe with musicals about gay witches. So she was kind enough to put together a video for us, and here it is.
About the beacon we go, taking our time, basking at fireflies, singing the songs that we already know. It's part of the story been told round the fire of the sweet willow. And I will just follow her to the beacon of something of a home. In the sweet willow. And we are forever young. Our tale goes on and on. slightly off the path. Could it be I wish to run away and never turn my back? And what may I find? Could it be that I am not alone? In this willow tree I call home. Will I look back on my life, regretting the years on my own?
About the willow, I know I'm never alone. Friends of the forest are friends of my own. Sit by the stream, tossing pebbles and hoping that time will slow down by the sweet willow. Round about the beacon we go, taking our time, basking at fireflies, singing the songs that we already know. It's part of the story been told round the fire. It's part of the story been told round the fire of the sweet willow.
Wow. Here she is.
Hello.
Hello. Wow, what an incredible accomplishment.
Thank you so much. I literally was collected into it. I really played no part in it other than saying yes, so I feel very lucky.
I don't know about that. I'm so happy for you. This looked like such a fun process, and what a different situation to go away somewhere and create a musical. So did this change the way that you see theater making in general?
In every single way, because all of this has happened with Averno. Like, Averno's only a year old. It started sometime as an idea in October of last year. And everything that's happened, all this success that we've had, which is not the most important metric, but it's happened, it's been during lockdown. And our team has a lot of really young people on it. Augie is our youngest, who wrote Willow, is the composer, and they're 16. Yeah, so it's like 16 through 21 are the ages of these creators, and they've taught me so much. Being with them at camp was really special because I got to live with them for like 2 weeks. And what they kind of taught me about theater making, one is just do it. Like, there's literally nothing holding you back. You know, you have a brain, you can write something down, do it. It doesn't matter. They've also shown me that collaboration can be beautiful and terrifying. When Morgan and Augie get together and they start, like, sparks of creativity are literally flying off of them, it's so scary, but it's so cool. And I'm very much a person who likes to do things on my own. So seeing people collaborate, I'm like, wow, maybe that's something I should try. And the most important thing, I think, is that they've showed that theater is really adaptable and enduring. Like, it's been around since the beginning of time. And obviously we think of it as like somewhere we sit and somewhere we watch people on a stage. But Willow only has this cast album, and these wonderful Averno fans were able to lift it onto this really high platform and bring us onto the Billboard charts and do all these amazing things when they haven't seen anything. They're just listening to it. So it really doesn't matter what form theater is in, you can make it happen.
That is so cool. And I'm so excited to see the transmedia elements to it too.
So much. There's literally novels, graphic novels, podcasts, musicals, obviously TV shows. It virtual reality, it doesn't stop.
Yes, virtual reality, the next frontier. That's so exciting. Wow. And what an awesome project to get involved with, like, right after graduation.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Has the post-grad life differed at all from what you expected, or?
I think you and everyone else today who is on the show can firmly attest to the fact that it is crazy and nothing like we ever expected.
Yes.
What happened? Someone messed up. We know who messed up. But, you know, there are a lot of bad things that happened, like no spring break and no last few months of college, no graduation, and my dreams of living a cute Hallmark-esque life wherein I, like, am a hustling actor, but I also work in a little bakery. Like, those are on hold for a little bit. But there's so many great things too. Like, I never thought that I would have an agent straight out of college. I signed with my agent early this year. You know, it's something I dreamed but never really hoped truly would happen because I didn't want to get let down. I got to be in my friend's senior recital. I got to do Legend of Astrophila, all this Averno stuff. I'm in Macbeth right now with your next guest, Kelsey, and with all other friends, which is so exciting. And I'm in a bunch of play festivals. And, you know, through all the good and the bad, I think what I've learned, and something that we were told a lot in our training, is just show up. Like, all you have to do these days is just turn on your computer and be there for like an hour or two. So that lesson has so endured. And I've been extra grateful for all the opportunities that I've had, trying to remember to be like reliable and kind and all of those things. And also, like, my 2020 mantra is, even though we're living in this pause, we have to live in the pause, you know? We can't just stop our lives because we graduated into this mess. We still have to live this like whole wonderful thing that we've got going and make the best of it.
Oh, that's so awesome. Even the slow, we can learn something from the slow times too.
Hell yeah.
The Lord knows they'll come back, and it might not even be a bad thing. It could be a bad thing, but it might not be a bad thing. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Rachael. It's such a pleasure. I'm so glad that I got to see your face, even if it has to be this way.
Thank you for having me on your first episode.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Wow, what a special, special person. We went to school together, and I was always amazed by that girl's work ethic. She was talking about showing up, and truly, like, in all of our classes, she had her hand raised. She had her notes taken. You know, they were bulleted and organized too. Wow, what a special, special person. My next guest is also a very special person who I love. She's one of the big inspirations for this show completely. Her name is Kelsey Bentz. She's a recent NYU graduate as well. She's a multi-hyphenate artist and creator, as well as a live stream personality and producer. Following her graduation from art school into this scary and barren current moment, she created and developed the idea for a live stream talk show called Avenue A that focuses on acting, networking, and the arts industry as a whole. Each week, she virtually brings on a different live guest and interviews them about their experiences in the acting or arts industries. Kelsey's goal with Avenue A was to create a platform to stay engaged with her fellow artists. It's really an incredible show. She just wrapped season 1 of the show that consisted of 20 episodes. 20 episodes. She did 20 of these on my first one. That is such a giant accomplishment. I can't even believe. And they featured notable guests, including Tony Award nominee Melissa Errico, Tony Drama Desk and Grammy nominee Michael McElroy, and Tony Award winner and Broadway icon Alice Ripley. You can find Kelsey and watch Avenue A on her website, www.kelseybentz.com. She also made us an amazing video. I'm so excited to show you guys. So here it is, and here's Kelsey coming up. Wow!
Yay!
There it is.
Presley, thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. Oh my gosh, it's such a pleasure and such a privilege to return the favor. I'm so excited to have you here. You're such an inspiration to me. Oh, this is my queen. The way that, we met through school. We've known each other since freshman year. We were partners. She was you were sound and I was light, right?
Yes. Up in the little tech booth.
Yes. We spent 2 romantic weeks together in the tech booth. And she was blonde then. I can't get over that. Beautiful blonde, beautiful brunette. Can you believe? She can do it all, people. She can do it all. She can be Elle Woods and Vivian. Anyway.
Hey.
So I am so excited to have you here. Obviously, we just most recently worked together in such different circumstances. We just did Promenade in the spring, which is quite the musical with, drag queens, wigs, glitter. How does Avenue A, your live show, how does this differ from the work that you've done in the past?
Mostly in the sense that it's fully on me. I've never really created my own work before. It's always been something that has scared me and that I've been really hesitant to pursue. And I've always tended toward other people's art and other people's work and wanting to be a part of what they were doing and sort of lend my artistic talents to someone else's vision. I've always felt more comfortable doing that. So Avenue A for me has been hugely challenging, just in the sense of it's all on me. I have to do everything. I do have a wonderful producer who helps me in the live aspect of it. My sister Deana, there she is in the comments. What's up, Deana? Thank you. Shout out to you. But other than her help on the live days, I'm doing, everything from the graphic design to the marketing to the, reaching out to the guests and booking them, and really making the vision come to life. So, thanks, Deana. She likes my shirt. Anyway, so in that sense, it's been really challenging, but also very liberating because I keep reminding myself that I can do whatever I want. And that is so exciting, to not be limited to what a director is telling me or to, what the creative team's vision is, because I am my own creative team. So in that sense, it's been so fun and exciting. And it's really changed my perspective on what it means to me to be an artist and like what creating is for me.
Wow. I mean, and what you've created is so significant. I mean, and you don't even take breaks, girl. You finished 20 episodes. She finished 20 episodes, took a 1-week break, and now she's back at it. That is incredible. That is amazing. Thanks. So is this, I mean, I think you've told me, but did it change your view on production in general?
It did. In a couple of ways. I think that I never fully understood all of the elements of production, because I've always been a performer first, and I just want to be on stage, which is still true. And I really miss, you're talking about Promenade, and I miss the glitz and the glam of the costumes and the wigs and all of that. I know this medium is so different. But it is, the way I look at it is, it's the only way really to connect with our artists right now in the industry. I mean, you can have small group gatherings and do stuff like that, but for the most part, it's virtual, right? Everything's virtual. But there is some freedom in that too. Like, I've been able to contact and get a hold of people who were across the country. I mean, I spent 7 months quarantined on the West Coast, and most of my guests were here in New York. So that never would have been possible for me if it wasn't for this live streaming capacity. And yeah, I think it's just empowering to know that you can really take the reins of your own artistic journey, and it doesn't always need to look the same as what it did before. I think that's something we're all sort of going through right now, is that art and creating is looking so different, and that's what we're all having to navigate. How do I feed my artistic needs and my how do I stay true to my artistic identity while I'm limited in these ways. So Avenue A for me has been a really fun challenge, just to expand my own sense of discipline and my own skills, with graphic design. Like, I'd never considered myself to be a tech person, but I am also working at a tech company now. Like, everything has shifted for me, and it's scary and it's hard, but it's so fun. Mm-hmm. So that's what I have to say about that.
Killing it, and you're already killing it. It's all so new, but you're a star. You're a star, Kelsey.
Thank you, Presley. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. This is such a fun idea and a fun concept, and I'm just so honored that you would have me on your very first episode. I know how much work you've put into it, and it's just really incredible. So congratulations.
Thank you, Kels. I can't wait for more episodes to come. And where can we find your next episode and when?
Yes, so I'm going live this Friday, the 23rd, with Avenue A, and you can find us on YouTube under my name, Kelsey Bentz. I have a channel where we stream there. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Avenue A Live, and then on my website too, www.kelseybentz.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kels.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, what a special person. So many special people. I might have to stow that word away for the night, but I can't stop saying it. Our next guest, who I'm so excited to present, is actually a twofer. We've got two girls on one project. Girl Gang NYC is an NYC-based community focused on creating an eclectic virtual space to cultivate creative and collaborative experiences. As the brainchild of Hashika Dissanayake and Nicole Kimichik, they made it their mission to empower and support marginalized women and non-binary identifying creatives that mainstream media limits the representation of. They hope to provide everyone who joins their community with a place to express, create, and empower through every medium. Hashika is weirdly obsessed with creative and experiential marketing and putting on crazy live shows and bars around NYC. And when she's not working on Girl Gang, she can be rewatching Bon Appetit videos and playing cup pong with her friends, which is admirable. Nicole is a live music junkie. It holds a special place in her heart. She's passionate about cats, the color yellow, and the moon. She really enjoys mini household appliances. One of my old roommates, Chloe Citron, if you're watching, she had a little tiny mini fridge just for her skincare, and it just makes me think of those nostalgic times. She mastered her George Foreman grill, and she might be the best dang panino maker that you have ever met. Well, I'm so excited to show you guys Girl Gang, which is their project, and this is their awesome video that they sent in for us.
I had a dream about you last night. You broke my heart, was so nice to feel something again. I've been struggling with numbness. Miss your hands on my chest to break my heart again. Let's share a bottle of some red wine. Talk about the old times so we don't have to talk at all. I want someone who's just like you. Does all the things that you do to break my heart again. Shivering
Hi, ladies.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. What an awesome amount of work you guys have done. And it spreads over so many mediums. It's so, so incredible. It's such an amazing account. So is this something that you guys have always done? Does this differ from what you've done in the past?
Oh boy, yeah. I guess to start, I'm from Texas. Hashika's pretty much lived everywhere. I mean, where have you lived, Hashika?
Yeah. My dad's a diplomat. Hi, Dad, if you're watching. But basically, we're originally from Sri Lanka. I was born in the UK. Moved to Japan, China, Kuwait, and Cuba. So pretty much all over the world. That's been really cool. Yeah.
But yeah, we've like both ended up at NYU in the music business program, which really meant for both of us that we were more on the back end side, the business side, rather than the creative performing side of the industry. And specifically like in live music. That's kind of the space that we were both really thriving in. And I actually, even though we were in the same program, I didn't meet Hashika until like senior year at one of her shows. We like ran into each other in the bathroom. We ended up just like talking for hours about like all of our hopes and dreams and what we wanted to do. And we were like, we should put on shows together. Like, why haven't we done this yet? So we kind of spent the rest of our senior year planning out these kind of themed parties that were going to be under or like celebrating all these different creatives under these different themes rather than just your standard concert. So the first one that we were doing, we were calling it a girl gang show because all of the artists that we had were all female identifying. And so as we were putting the show, venues would be like, that's great. Where's your Instagram? Like, where's your website? Like, what's girl gang? And so obviously the pandemic hit. We weren't able to throw any of those events. But at the same time, we were seniors in college. So we were on Zoom in class with people who were simultaneously telling us, oh my goodness, I have so much free time. I am creating so much. I'm so excited. I never get to do this. And then people who are like, oh my God, like I'm in a hole, I'm stuck, I'm sad, I'm depressed, like the world is ending. So we were seeing like both of these sides. We were stuck in a rut because we weren't able to celebrate the creative the way that we do now. So we kind of were like to hell with it. Like, let's go virtual. Let's take this girl gang idea. Let's take this Instagram and let's like figure out a way to support these people and get people to be inspired to create stuff if they're feeling stuck, or to be able to celebrate past work or hard work that they were working on before this all, happened to everybody. So as you saw in the video, we've been able to kind of foster this space that caters to everybody. We've got a series where people tell us about their favorite movies and their favorite books, and people who can sing a cover for us every Wednesday and give us their take on why they chose that song, and they do their own rendition of it. And we have a space where people give us the tea on a subject and teach us like a variety of different concepts, from like yoga to art to how to produce music to how to cook food. And then our favorite space is every weekend we have a creative highlight where we get to shine light and just brag on somebody that we think everybody needs to know about. So it's been really crazy. It's been an insane experience because we've just been learning our way through it. Like, we had no idea how to use social media. Our graphic designers, who are killing it, literally didn't know how to use Photoshop when we like roped them into this idea. So it's been a very crazy experience, but we're super grateful that it's in the way that it's been received and everyone we've gotten to meet. And so, yeah.
It's so cool. And it's so just beautiful. And I love just how broad it is, and how no matter who you are, even if you're not female identifying, it's just there's such an amount of work and a body of work that's so beautiful to look at and so amazing to read into. You guys as curators are so impressive. That's really what you're doing, in my opinion. You're truly curating all of this amazing work that really streamlines what you're going for. And it's really impressive to see. I'm so happy for you. It's such a triumph. And I'm wondering, are there any other unexpected triumphs that happened for you during quarantine?
For sure. I think that our biggest triumph is meeting people, making friends.
I think like we were saying, Nicole and I came from a background of doing shows, and we were in New York and we were in the music scene, so most of our connections were in person. So what we were really used to was meeting people in person, and that's how we would network. That's how we would make friends. So basically, when the pandemic hit, like Nicole was saying, neither of us had social media experience. We didn't know what it would take to run like an online platform like this. So we like initially, what we would do was we would do outreach. It would literally just start with a DM. We would send a DM to people around the world that we didn't even know. We had no mutuals with. They were in different countries, and we'd be like, "We're doing this thing called Girl Gang. Are you interested in this? Could you check us out? Like, let us know what you think." And that's been really amazing. We started to connect with these really inspiring people around the world doing all sorts of things. And I'm pretty sure, honestly, that we can name a friend that does any sort of creative craft who we've met because of Girl Gang, and it's been seriously awesome. And like we've interviewed someone from Australia, we've met someone from the UK, California, and it's all happened in the comfort of like our tiny bedrooms in New York. And it's been really great. And when we were pitching this idea, another thing that really struck home for us was how excited people were about what we were doing. And we've had people send in art for us. We've sent, like Nicole was saying, people send in covers for us to post, and they work on these really cool projects with us. And ultimately, it's been really nice to create a community and also have this place where we can shout out our friends and boast about them and brag about them and showcase them. And ever since I've been back in New York, and I can say it's been the same for Nicole too. Like we would be casually just walking down the street and bumping into people and being like, "Wait, you're from? I know you from Girl Gang. You're like really cool." Like crazy connection now, and it's been a really amazing experience. Yeah.
That is amazing. And especially now when everything's so isolated, it sounds like in some ways, at least, it's broadened your horizons and introduced you to new people. I guess it's nice too that we're building these skills in our 20s that we can take on as much as when we need to relearn how to be social again. It'll be nice to have these skills that we already have and how to correspond with each other in other ways, and then build on top of those. And it sounds like meeting people that you've recognized off of your platform, that's so awesome that you can sort of bridge the gap between those two spaces.
Absolutely. And I'm totally going to steal people from your show because this whole episode has been awesome.
Aren't they amazing?
So amazing.
Yes.
It's such a cool idea, and we're so happy you asked us to come on.
Well, thank you for coming on. I can't wait to see you guys so soon. I'll be on your account tonight, I'm sure, looking at your stuff. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. See you soon. Wow. Seriously, go follow at Girl Gang NYC. They're the best. So cool. Such an interesting account. You could spend scrolling forever. Our next guest, however, is Deana, and Deana Taheri is also a very hilarious, wonderful person. She is a British Iranian actor based in NYC. She's primarily an actor and a 2020 graduate from NYU Tisch. She's currently working with British Talent Management to start her professional career, while also acting as a casting assistant to a Broadway casting director in the remote COVID world. Being an international graduate, Deana could not allow COVID to jeopardize her trajectory of obtaining recognition and support in order to get to her next stage of the craziness that is the visa process, and therefore worked to get representation while also creating her own content. One of the pieces that was born out of quarantine is Make Yourself at Home, a short film based on semi-true circumstances. I have a hilarious clip from that right now that I'm going to show you guys, and just you wait, this girl's awesome.
This whole coronavirus thing is so scary, and I couldn't imagine being displaced like that. So I invited her into my home because, I mean, like, where else does she have to go?
She's sweet. She's really sweet.
Tell me something, boy. Ain't you tired trying to fit?
Deana?
time for dinner.
What did you make?
Chicken and chili. Sorry, I know you don't like cheese, but I had the.
I also don't like chicken, and I don't like chili. Ugh, I don't understand how fucking hard that is.
Okay. I have some croissants.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
That'll do, and I'll have some of that homemade jam.
All right.
Great.
Whenever you're ready.
Thank you. I'll be ready soon.
Okay.
I'm off the deep end. What is that having? You don't like it when I yell?
No, I don't.
You don't want me to yell, huh?
I didn't say that.
Wow, but I fucking whisper, okay? And this is just as scary. Okay? I will not be bullied by you in my own home. Okay? I think dinner's ready. I'll eat dinner when I want to. Get me a LaCroix.
Wow. Deana, you struck the fear of God into that boy just then. I think you're muted, but you did strike the fear of God into that boy.
I was going to say he never looked at me the same again after that.
I'm sure. How could you? That's a certain level of power that you have, especially when you like to whisper.
Thank you. You know, I'm not going to let volume intimidate anybody.
No.
So, you know, all ends of the spectrum for me.
Let your voice be heard is all I have to say. I mean, it's such a funny clip. I wanted to include all of it. It's so funny. There's so many good parts.
Thanks.
It's so good. And I'm
well, the whole thing is on YouTube, so
oh, it is.
Just in case, yeah,
Oh
it is.
God.
So just in case anyone's interested. But anyway, go ahead.
The link. I want to see that. That's awesome. That's amazing. So what did you learn? What is the biggest thing you've learned? What's the biggest lesson during this time of creating this?
Well, so I kind of found myself in a funny situation where I'm from England, and because of this whole craziness that is happening in the world, I couldn't get home. And so luckily my lovely boyfriend, Zach, and his amazing family took me in for like 5 months, which was amazing and actually a massive blessing because I got a whole cast of characters that I would have never gotten to work with, you know, all these amazing actors. They didn't even know they were actors. And, you know, I know that Zach's mom totally steals the show. But it was, I mean, it's just kind of about making the best out of a bad or weird circumstance or different circumstance. So, I mean, I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest, for having had the motivation even to want to make things during that time, and that I wanted to take it as more of a way to push myself into doing more rather than doing less. And so I think that's kind of what I've taken from this whole crazy time, is to just not let it stop you. Because there's still so much you can do on your own. Like, you don't necessarily need to be, I mean, although I would have liked to be in my Stone Street classroom, you know, getting all that gorgeous footage, but unfortunately that's not the situation we were in. So it's about making the best out of a different circumstance.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's an awesome, optimistic way to look at it. It's really great. And I think that a lot of us responded in different ways, you know, I felt, or even at different times, there were times where I felt like it almost hurt to try to create things. It was so painful.
Totally.
I felt like we'd been ripped from a source where we'd always created, and then all of a sudden we had to figure it out. But it's incredible that you were able to just use that as some fire under that tush and go and do some awesome work.
I mean, the things you can do with an iPhone 8, it's awesome. Like, we're in the kind of world where we have access to all this technology that can create awesome things, whether we know it or not. And like, we're looking at it all the time. And so just because you don't have the fanciest camera in the world, like, doesn't mean that you can't make something fun. Or, I mean, like, there are even other projects that I worked on during quarantine that weren't quite so silly and so funny, you know. So I mean, not to say that everything has to be making fun of this world that we're in, but we can take that kind of emotional feeling and the pain that you mentioned, and you can turn it into something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you truly have. So what's now? You've got this amazing body of work already. What's next?
Well, so this is where I'm gonna do a little plug. So I'm basically right now I'm casting a short film called Cook or Die, which features some really incredible NYU alum, written and directed by NYU alum, and also the cast and crew pretty much are all NYU people. And we're going into production on Friday, which is super exciting. And hopefully there'll be at least a clip of some sort by like December-ish. And so we managed to raise all of our funds, and the Instagram Cook or Die Film is up and running, and I'm sure we'll have lots of updates about everything that's going on. Yeah, it's just going to be really good fun. And also, I think in a time like this, it's going to be really, really nice to be in a room again with people who I'm like, oh my God, the people I've not seen in so long, and we're able to do something together. And like taking all the precautions, obviously, but yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So that's kind of next on the docket for me.
That's so exciting. I'm so jealous of you to be in a room again and not
know.
ring light.
I know, like literally right now.
Yeah, same. That's so exciting. Congratulations. I'm so excited to see Cook or Die. I've been following your Instagram funding journey.
Oh, good.
So excited. And I'm so excited to see more of Make Yourself at Home too.
Thank you. Thanks, Presley.
Of course. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. Well, on to the next, I suppose. The next girl, I don't really know that well. She's like fine, I guess. Her name is Lauren Grajewski. She's an actor, producer, writer, and director, and now a live stream specialist. She's a recent graduate of NYU Tisch School of the Arts, class of 2020, Zoom University. She trained at the Stella Adler Studio, the Classical Studio, and Stone Street Studios. She has a passion for stories that shift culture, inspire empathy, and do so innovatively. She's worked in producing, development, administrative roles for theater companies such as the Private Theater, Musical Theater Factory, and Park Theater London. She's now a producer for Live and in Color, and has spent much of her time the past 6 months figuring out new ways to help this artistic community gather and support each other virtually. As a result, she has helped develop a virtual interview series, a commissioned new play by 7 different BIPOC playwrights, and a fundraising video including over 50 artists singing Telephone Hour from Bye Bye Birdie. She's included an amazing video that she created. I can't even believe it's so good. And I'm going to play it for you now. I'm so excited to have this girl that I've like met a couple times before on this show.
Hiya, Hugo. Hiya, stupid. What you wanna go get it paid? Well, I sure think I did. Hey, you meathead. I was hoping they would. Lost your marbles. Are you naughty?
Hello, Mrs. Gar, finest cherry, home from school yet?
Did they really get paid?
No, it's Betty. She saw him.
No, it's Betty.
She dug him.
No, it's Betty.
She nailed him. If you gotta go, that's the way to go. When they got you hooked, then you're really cooked. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Well, I heard they got paid.
Oh, man.
I was thinking they would.
Oh, man.
Now they're living at last.
Oh,
going steady for good. Going steady. Going steady. Going steady. Steady for good. Going steady. Going steady. Going steady. Steady for good. He's in love with Kim. Kim's in love with him. So let's try to help
own. It is so good.
Like I said, I don't really know this guest, and it's really exciting to have her on the show. But turns out she found out where I lived. So here's Lauren Grajewski, everybody.
You don't know me?
All right, I made her change out of the shirt that had my face on it. So this is Lauren. She's my roommate. We've lived together before. This is our second apartment together. Again, so excited to have her on. I've always said, even to my parents, to my family, to my friends, that she is one of the hardest working people that I've ever met in my life. It's crazy. She'll just be like, I've got to go work on a video. I've got to make a call for this person. I've got to do this. And it feels like she's always busy working on something, and the most helpful person in the world. Also, she has great taste in furniture and clothing that she lets me borrow sometimes. So I do have a couple questions for her.
Okay.
So how did quarantine change the way that you think about theater making?
Yeah.
Tell the camera. Tell the people.
I will. First of all, before Presley, this is going so well. Like this is amazing. All this art and everything we're seeing is literally so great.
Lots of great guests.
Yeah, I mean, theater making for me in my head has completely changed. I feel like this whole element of tech is going to change the industry for sure. And it's going to like create new ways that we can experience theater. It already has. I mean, in my experience during quarantine, I have never had more accessibility to new work, and more accessibility in terms of price and in terms of people just creating their work and really sharing it and feeling good about sharing it, and letting people buy tickets and for either no price or just a small cost. And that to me is really exciting, because this industry that can sometimes feel a little bit exclusive is suddenly so available. And this is theater. What we're watching tonight is literally theater. We're seeing so many clips of people creating theater.
Yeah.
And it's free.
It's free, y'all.
And also another thing is that for Live in Color specifically, like we were scared at first.
Yeah.
Because it's a theater company and we thrive in environments where we can collaborate in person. And because of all the content we've created, like that telephone hour video, and like we have a live stream series every Wednesday that we interview people like Chita Rivera, who was there, and Lou Diamond Phillips, and Andrea Burns, and all these people. So with that exposure that happens on the weekly basis, or on a big scale, like the telephone hour video that had 50 people, our followers and subscribers on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook has gone up, I want to say 6 times. It's just the subscribers specifically on YouTube has completely changed the game. So I mean, it's a good time when people are like, "Oh, theaters might be dead," but like, no, like it's growing.
It's just changing.
It's just changing, and it's good that it's changing. We needed a change.
We needed a change,
and the technology that we are using, I do think is going to lead to systemic change.
Yeah. And you were saying to me a few days ago, she was talking about how different elements of technology are going to feed into this new world where, and even the people watching who are not involved with theater, who it's not a part of their lives. Yeah. Imagine if a lot of people are like, oh, I'd rather watch a movie. Like, imagine if you kind of could. Yeah. If it was both. We have such amazing technology now that can create these hybrid forms of entertainment.
Yes, VR, AR. Musical Theater Factory is doing an entire initiative with all this. And it's going to change how we experience theater for better. And again, like I think Rachael was saying something about this too. It's going to attract young audiences.
Yes. Yeah, like TikTok, like Rachel's TikTok.
Literally Rachel's TikTok. Yeah, exactly.
It's so exciting, and how exciting to be learning all of these. It's such a positive spin on what has been a raw deal.
Yes.
So I'm so excited that you're here, and I'm curious, even though I might know the answer, how has post-grad differed from what you thought you would experience?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It was not as fun as I thought it was going to be. And I mean, I've heard that. I've heard people say that
you're going to be lonely.
You're going to be lonely. You're going to be like, what's going on? I'm wondering if the pandemic made it worse, but who knows? I can't speak because I haven't experienced it without it. But I think that what really shook me was that this time that was not going the way I expected it to be turned out to be a time for growth in other areas. Still, everything feeds the career that I want, but I mean, we both work for a tech company now. Skills that I never used Final Cut 6 months ago, and now I video edit on the side as like a freelancer. Like that kind of thing these skills I never thought I would have. I picked up the violin again. Like things I never thought I would do are things I'm doing now.
Wow. I didn't even know the violin thing.
I didn't bring it with me.
Now, I was going to say when things get sad in here, like I want you to...
I'll bring it back. I'll bring it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
I love you.
I love you too.
This is really great.
Get out! All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching Lauren. I know it can be a tough watch sometimes, right? So tough. But anyway, I could talk to that girl forever. I honestly do. We spend all day together in this little apartment. We don't even have walls. I'll just let that ring in the air. We don't even have walls. Okay, so our next guest, I am so excited to bring on. Kasey Landman is an actress, writer, and director based in New York City. She trained at New York University Tisch School of the Arts, just like many of our fellow guests, and she has since worked on some awesome projects that she loves. When she's not acting or writing, she's most definitely watching too much reality TV, which you really shouldn't judge her for because we are in a pandemic. But to be totally honest, she would be watching it anyway. You can watch some of her stuff at KaseyLandman.com or look at what she's been in at imdb.me/KaseyLandman. She's here to talk about Casey the Frog, which is a short animated film about a happy young frog who gets diagnosed with cancer. The story follows her and her family's journey as they try to navigate Casey the Frog's cancer diagnosis. In nursery rhyme style, the film goes throughout some of the staples of going to the doctor's office and worrisome times. During the entire story, the film provides coping mechanisms and comforting call and repeat songs. This is a story meant to give young kids who are diagnosed with cancer a sense of understanding during an otherwise confusing process, while also giving children with cancer representation. I am so excited to share the preview that she sent to me. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful idea. Here it is.
Casey the Frog loved to sing, dance, and play. She loved to hop, 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 and could ribbit all day. One day, Casey didn't feel well at all. Her belly hurt a little, and she was too tired to play ball. Casey hopped to the doctor, parents in hand, and the doctor and nurse helped Casey understand. Casey was sick, an illness called cancer, and she had many questions, which this film will help answer.
Hey, I'm Kasey Landman, and I am the writer and director of Casey the Frog, an animated short film about a young happy frog who's diagnosed with cancer. The story follows her and her family as they try to navigate Casey's diagnosis. The story actually started in 2016, when at 18 years old I was diagnosed with a blood cancer called Hodgkin's lymphoma. Although technically I was an adult, I was treated in the pediatric wing of Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Throughout my time there, I was struck with how lucky I was to understand what was happening with me and my body, and I wanted the children around me to have the same. And that's why I wrote Casey the Frog. The film will help younger kids understand what's happening with their bodies, while also starting a dialogue between parents and kids. The film has coping mechanisms and comforting call and repeat songs meant not only for children 3 to 8 years old, but also for their parents, loved ones, and guardians. The money that we raise will go towards animation expenses, sound effects that will bring the story to life, and also the composition of the call and repeat songs. Children with cancer didn't choose to be children with cancer, and they deserve representation in art and stories that reflect their experiences and help them understand what they're going through. If this story speaks to you, please share and donate to the campaign. I understand we are in a pandemic, so no worries if donating isn't feasible right now. Sharing is just as helpful. Together we can make this film a reality and bring children who've been personally affected by cancer a sense of representation and understanding. To learn more about this amazing production and the awesome team I get to work with, hop on down to the rest of the page. Thanks for listening.
Wow, Casey. It's so amazing. It's such a beautiful project.
Thank you. I mean, look who's talking. I'm happy we're all doing the thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm so excited to have you on. I was so excited to see all of this happening. It's building and growing so fast, and it's such an amazing project. I'm so excited to see where it goes. It's really an amazing thing. What was the most unexpected blessing when it came to this project?
Gosh, there are a lot. One of the biggest ones was definitely the people it brought me to. I work with the most amazing team on this, and it's like somehow they've come into my brain and realized everything I wanted this project to be and made it happen with me. And also just feeling like there's some purpose in a time where it's really hard to feel like what you're doing matters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it took me a while to realize it's okay to not do anything right now, and it's okay to do something. Whatever it is that gets you through this time is perfectly valid, and this is what's helping me get through it.
Yeah, and that's so amazing. It's so true. And, you're such an awesome authority on how to create something out of a difficult time. And I mean, who do we look to in these times but to people like you who have really created such beautiful work out of difficult situations?
Thank you. I feel like we have to make that lemonade.
Yeah.
Say.
We do. And you are a lemonade maker, that is for sure. So I want to know, what's next on the menu? What's next on your lemonade stand menu?
Well, hopefully in an ideal world, Casey the Frog becomes a series where it's Casey the Frog goes to chemo, Casey the Frog goes to radiation, Casey the Frog loses a friend, ways for children to have digestible content that will help them get through this and to look at themselves and see themselves in media, which is important for all people.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And it's so interesting when I was watching this originally and when you first sent it to me, it's just such a moving project. And you do think about how, when you do think about, sort of the canon that involves cancer, it's very narrow. The representation in it is very narrow. And I feel like it's just such an innovative idea and such a smart idea. And it's time for stories like this to be digestible to people who might not necessarily understand what's going on immediately and need to be, introduced to it in a way that they can really digest and understand.
Yeah, that's the hope. And as much as I love, The Fault in Our Stars, it wasn't necessarily reflective of my experience.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, it's such an impressive body of work already. I'm so excited to see where it goes. And I want you back here to talk about it. I can't wait to see everything and how everything turns out. It's already so beautiful.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here, Presley. This is awesome.
Well, thanks. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
Have a good night.
You too.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye. Well, everybody, that's our last guest, but we have one more incredible music video from Jess, and I can't wait to share it. But before then, I want to talk a little bit more about what 2020 in your 20s is meant to be and what it's going to be going forward. This is not going to be a show that's primarily just for artists. I want it to run the gamut of all kinds of 20-something-year-olds. If you follow us on Instagram, please DM us if there's anything you're dying to talk about. If you moved, if you got fired. I've been fired. Don't tell my parents, but I've been fired. And I want you to know, I want you to see and speak to other people our age and really come together and talk about these experiences that everybody's going to have once, And I think it's a good idea for us to convene in any way that we can. I'm really excited to see how this project goes forward and see how we can make it collaborative. I really, really would love to carry this on in different episodes. So if you went through your first big breakup, if you are in your first relationship, if you're getting married, people in their 20s get married. Please, please DM us and let us know, because we want to talk to you about it. If you're an architect, we want to talk to you. If you're a lawyer, we want to talk to you. So please, please DM us. Tell us what you want to talk about. We want to talk about everybody. We want to talk about every person, every type of 20-something. So thank you so much for watching. I'll conclude with this amazing video sent in from Jess. I cannot wait to show it to you. It's such an amazing music video. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been such a blast. Thank you to all of my amazing guests. They were so amazing. Sound off in the comments about how awesome they were. Tell me who you're here for. If you're here, comment who you loved. Comment a person you didn't know that you are watching now and you're so excited. I want to see all the comments. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been such a great time. And here we are. Here's Jess.
Hi, welcome back to Montgomery Place. Thanks for sticking it out. For those who don't remember, my name is Jess. And the last song I'm going to play to close up the show is the song I wrote about a month ago. I spent the last 3 months in Indiana doing an artist residency where I developed 2 new plays with some fellow NYU graduates. And in that time, I started writing this song. I was living in a recording studio, and I started writing this song about the kind of way I've been feeling the last 6 months entering adulthood in a pandemic, and being very anxious and nervous at first, and then that turning into some kind of inner peace and realizing that change is always and constant, and things are going to feel uncertain and complicated and confusing probably forever, and that's just part of what being human is about, and reminding myself that it's natural and normal and always happening. So thanks so much for tuning in, and here's an original song called Changing. Hopefully you enjoy.
I'm going through changes. Right now I hurt a lot. Everything's rearranging. This time it may not stop. Will my sins be forgiven? Even if I don't believe in God. But that can change. And it might not. We used to walk by shiny buildings, see my reflection in the glass, fantasize about my future, passing over all that's past. But now I can't even look in mirrors without feeling kind of bad, examining all my features, wishing for